Hi everyone, it's Melissa, and today's video is my vlog reading Moby Dick for the first time. This is a series of videos that I plan to film throughout the year where I read different very famous books or plays and try to predict what will happen in the story based on like pop culture references. So if everything went according to plan, this will probably be the second or third vlog in the series, but this is the first one I've started because I am buddy reading Moby Dick with Courtney Ferreter, so we're reading it over the next couple of months. Without further ado, I have 6 predictions of what I think will happen in Moby Dick, and then I will be vlogging my reading and we'll see if I'm correct. Okay, well, first of all, I feel like Captain Ahab has a peg leg. I don't know if that's just me getting confused with like just stereotypes of like seafaring folk, but I feel like Captain Ahab has a peg leg. So my prediction number 1 is that the whale Moby Dick ate Captain Ahab's leg and he is seeking revenge against the whale because of that. Because I do know that this is a story about like obsession and revenge. Prediction number 2 is that at some point in this book, someone is going to yell, "There she blows." I feel like that saying comes from Moby Dick, so it's got to be in here at least once. Prediction number 3 is, I'm going a little bit counter my gut here, but I'm going to say that most of the book will not take place on the ship. So I feel like most of the book is going to be the buildup of like maybe like Captain Ahab's backstory and then like him assembling his like crew. Like that's going to take a long time. So I feel like most of the book will actually not be on the water. Prediction number 4 is that the whale lives. I hope this is true. I hope they don't kill the whale. But because it's a story of obsession and I feel like it's a cautionary tale about obsession, I feel like it wouldn't make sense if they were successful in killing the whale. So I'm going to say that the whale lives. So prediction number 5. One thing that I do know about this novel for sure is that the first line is "Call me Ishmael." So I'm going to predict that Ishmael is Captain Ahab, that like Ishmael is his first name. And that he's the narrator, like narrating his story of trying to hunt this whale. And because he's the narrator, he's not going to die. So I'm going to say that Captain Ahab survives. But because this is a cautionary tale, I think, about obsession, someone's going to have to die. So that brings me to prediction number 6, which is Queequeg dies. So I know there's a character in Moby Dick called Queequeg. I know he's of a different ethnicity. I'm sure there's going to be all sorts of awful racist stereotypes. We shall see. But I feel like because I know that name, he's probably an important character. So I'm going to say that Captain Ahab and Queequeg kind of develop like this strong friendship, and then because of Captain Ahab's obsession, his good friend Queequeg dies. So those are my 6 predictions. I'm going to pick up Moby Dick from the library, I think today or tomorrow, and wish me luck. Okay, so I just finished the first 2 chapters of Moby Dick, and while I am still not 100% sure who the narrator is, like who Ishmael is, I'm fairly confident that it's not Captain Ahab and that I was wrong. So we have now been introduced to Queequeg, and boy oh boy was I right about the racism. Their meeting would have been funny otherwise. Like the way Ishmael meets Queequeg like is like a sitcom scene. Ishmael goes to this inn. He's trying to find like a whaling expedition, right? So he's gone to like New Bedford or something. And he's gone to this inn where a bunch of like, sailors and stuff stay. And he's asked the innkeeper for a room, and he's like, "Oh, we're all booked up, but like if you don't mind like sharing a bed with someone, I think I know a guy who wouldn't mind." And Ishmael's like, "Okay." So that's how he meets Queequeg. Queequeg is his bed companion, And like there's a scene where like Queequeg in his sleep has basically like spooned Ishmael, and like Ishmael like can't get away, and he's like really uncomfortable. And it's like what's that movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where John Candy and Steve Martin have to share a bed. Anyway, it was like a sitcom. But the humor was undercut with a lot of racism. So Queequeg, I'm not sure what country or not what country, but I'm not sure what his ethnicity, like, or his race is supposed to be, because there's just so much racism obscuring him. I think maybe he's supposed to be Maori, because the innkeeper says that Queequeg is from New Zealand, and also he has some like facial tattoos. So I thought maybe he was supposed to be Maori, but the stuff that Queequeg does isn't rooted in anything. It's just random crap that Herman Melville has made his character do. So he goes down to breakfast, and like rather than either using utensils or like grabbing with his hand, Queequeg decides to bring the harpoon, like his harpoon, down to breakfast with him and lunge it across the table to like spear rolls and steaks and stuff, which admittedly is kind of badass. But there are other weird, uncivilized things he's doing that are not like badass, or they're just like, they're just things that Melville wrote to make him seem like very unchristian, uncouth, different. Oh, something that I highly enjoyed, however, was, so Ishmael, it's Sunday morning when he wakes up, and Ishmael goes to like a church. He must just be in like the whalers like neighborhood, because everything is whaler related. The inn he's staying at is all like decked out in like whaling like paraphernalia and tchotchkes and stuff. And the church that he walks to go to the sermon is like the priest or pastor or whatever is like an ex-whaler. And his pulpit, literally, there's like whale jaws decking out this church. And to get to the pulpit, the pastor has this like rope ladder, like the kind you would see on the side of a boat. And he has to climb the rope ladder and then like fold it up behind him when he gets to the top of his pulpit. What? Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. He's saying, like, I've just got to the chapter where he's like going to give his sermon. $20 says the sermon is going to be on Jonah and the whale, because every single inch of this book is whale related. There's no non-whale content. Zero. None. So, got a prediction right. Ishmael is like checking out the whaling boats to try to decide where they're gonna go, and he's checking out the Pequod, and he's talking to some old sailor dude, and finds out that Captain Ahab has one leg because it was devoured by a whale. Actually, what the guy says is, it was devoured, chewed up, crunched by the monstrousest parmacetty that ever tripped a boat. Aye, aye. I love this. This is like, this book is so over the top. It's so over the top. We've just been introduced, well, a couple chapters back now, but finally introduced to Captain Ahab. So when Ishmael and Queequeg get on the boat, like, Captain Ahab, they never meet him when they get hired, and he just kind of like lurks below deck and like no one sees him. And they're on like the ocean for several days. I don't know if it's days or weeks, but like I think it's several days before Ahab finally comes above deck. And the second mate, I just want to share like a little altercation between them. because Captain Ahab is as curmudgeonly and cranky as I could have ever hoped for. So the second mate, Stubb, says something, I forget, it doesn't really matter, says something and Ahab kind of like takes it the wrong way or like doesn't appreciate the comment. And so he retorts blah, 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 and at the end he says, down dog and kennel to Stubb, his second mate. And Stubb is kind of taken aback and says, I am not used to being spoken to in that way, sir. I do but less than half like it, sir. And Ahab just kind of like grumbles and tries to push past him and leave. And Stubb says, no, sir, not yet. I will not tamely be called a dog, sir. To which Ahab replies, then be called 10 times a donkey and a mule and an ass, and be gone, or I'll clear the world of thee. And I love it. So it's only -3 today, so it's quite warm. And we just got a bit of a snowfall, so...
We're going sliding on my orange sled.
We're going sliding on your orange sled. Let's go!
Going sledding!
I'm just heading out to get, to pick up a grocery order, and I thought I would try listening to an audiobook of Moby Dick, and yeah, just see how that works. Oh my god, it's freaking freezing today. My car says it's only -12, but there's got to be like a wind chill or something outside. So yeah, I'm just like sitting here waiting for my car to warm up a little bit because like it's really hard to drive when you're shivering, and I didn't warm up my car before I was ready to go. Rookie mistake. I mean, I've only been living in Canada my entire life. Okay, I just picked up my groceries and update because I listened to a very interesting section. So something I just realized foreshadowed a bit, but I kind of forgot about, but Ishmael had noticed a few chapters back, like when they were loading the ship, I think, like some figures in the background, and then at some point during their voyage he thought he had heard something, but I kind of forgot about that. But what's just happened is so they have seen like a whale or whatever, so of course everyone springs into action, and from out of nowhere 5 people just like appear like from below deck. So Ahab has been like hiding 5 extra people. I don't know who they are. Like, I guess they're his like elite team of like whalers or something. Anyway, I'm kind of fuzzy on how long they've been at sea, but I feel like they've been on the ship for like, I feel like weeks at this point. And now, like, no one knew about these people. Like, the first mate, the second mate, like, no one knew about these 5 extra people on the boat. They've just, like, appeared. And someone did yell, "There she blows," which makes my heart so happy. So I just read something I thought was quite funny. So they were just in this like big storm, and Starbuck, the first mate, like orders them out to go like try to get this whale. And Starbuck up until this point has been like talked up as being like overly prudent and like whatever. And so Ishmael's like, what the heck just happened? And so he goes and like talks to like 3 different people on the ship, saying like, are those types of encounters like are those types of incidents common on whaling vessels? And everyone's like, yeah. And Starbuck, he's like, you know, he's really, really cautious, like first mate, right? And they're like, oh yes, he's like overly cautious. And he's like, okay, thanks. And then he goes down to his quarters to write his will. So I think it's been quite a while since I've checked in about Moby Dick. It's a long book, and I don't want this vlog to be like 45 minutes long. So I've really only been checking in when something happens in the book that relates to my predictions, or when something kind of like extra entertaining or weird or whatever happens, which is what has just happened. So, I read a chapter, and in the chapter, like, Ahab is talking to like this blacksmith and gets him to forge like this special harpoon. He then gathers around like all of the harpooners, Queequeg, and I think there's like at least 2 or 3 others. And the harpoon that the blacksmith has made has these little like nails or like this metal, almost like barbs, I guess. And from what I can understand, Ahab has like made all of the harpooners like prick their fingers, or I don't think it was specific about how it got the blood, but he basically performs this like blood oath ritual thing where all of the harpooners basically like are essentially pledging an oath to help him kill Moby Dick, and they've basically spilled blood onto this harpoon. It was weird. It was so weird. And also during this like ceremony, if you will, Ahab is saying like "Es Domine," whatever, like he's chanting like some sort of prayer. It very much read like he has cursed them all, and I am sure this is foreshadowing for all of the harpooners' deaths. My original prediction was that Queequeg was going to die, but I would be very surprised if all of these harpooners didn't die. And the frustrating part is, I can't remember whether Ahab spilled any blood, and I have had to return my library book. I ran out of renewals, so I am now switched to audiobook to finish up Moby Dick, and so it's kind of like hard to go back and reread and stuff. I can't remember if Ahab also spilled his blood as part of this ritual. If he did, then I'm going to assume he dies as well, but it could be that he's basically cursed everyone else to die and he'll survive. I don't know. I know, but it was weird. This book is so much weirder than I thought it would be, but I'm loving it. I am on a chapter called The Chase. They've spotted Moby Dick. Ahab's like, all right, everyone get in your boats, get down there. Like, we're getting this thing. And I am actually legitimately nervous. I am so nervous. I originally predicted that like Queequeg was going to die, and that I think I said that Ahab was going to live. I'm just like, I don't think anyone's making it out of this alive. So I am very nervous because I have been with some of these characters for a long time, and some of them I have grown fond of. So I'm like actually nervous. So anyway, yeah, Ahab is getting the boats in the water. I'm gonna read on. I'm scared. So Moby Dick just bit Ahab's rowboat in 2. Ahab almost got eaten / drowned. He got rescued by one of the other little dinghies and is like, all right, let's sail on and go get him. It was like, Ahab, give up. You're gonna get eaten. Give up. Okay, so they've gone after Moby Dick again. Moby Dick this time has destroyed all 3 rowboats that are in the water. Everyone's in the water. It's chaos. By some miracle, they all get rescued out and back onto the ship. And what does Ahab say? Get ready to go in again, boys. Like, I knew this was about this captain's obsession, so obviously he's not going to let it go. But when you're reading this book, you're just like screaming at him to just forget it. Like, you're not killing this whale. It's not going to happen. Move on. The Pequod's gone? Captain Ahab's ship, the Pequod, I think it's completely gone. There was a lot happening the last little bit, and I'm not entirely sure all of what just happened, but I think the whole ship is gone, and so is everybody. I've got 2 pages left. We're gonna see if I can figure out what's happened. So yeah, everyone's dead. Everyone's dead except for Ishmael. Ishmael survives and is rescued and
tells the story. So I got out my like list of predictions for Moby Dick, and I got them half right. I think the one "The Whale Lives" was a prediction. It was kind of not clear, but Moby Dick was like entangled in some like lines and stuff. I feel like the whale probably also died in the chaos that happened, but I'm not entirely sure. That ended quite abruptly, I will say. It was like everyone's dead. Another boat picks up Ishmael at the end. Anyway, I've learned that I suck at making predictions, but I have a lot of fun doing them. I hope you had fun following me along, and as always, thank you for watching, and we'll chat soon. Bye.